before we start our service, for those of you who are here in the sanctuary, just double checking that you have our Shabbat song sheet with you, because we are going to be singing. The Habonim Children's Choir is going to be leading us in some of the prayers on this card.
Rose, Ellen, you want to help hand some out? Just grab a bunch and hand them out as you go. Thank you, ladies. So maybe Sydney could scoot down just a little so that Jacqueline has a little bit of room to pass it.
Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to Adif Emmanuel on this Friday night. We have so many wonderful things going on. It's our first Friday in October, and for me this is really my first Friday of the month service since I've come here, which means we are blessed to have Habonim, our children's choir, lead us in our music tonight, and I'm delighted to hear you for the first time officially. And it's also the first Friday of the month, which means that we celebrate birthdays and anniversaries and other life cycle events. And tonight you might notice that there's more pink on people today, because we mark tonight as Pink Shabbat, with it being October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we're delighted that everyone is here, however you're coming tonight, whether you're in pink, whether you're in another color, whether you're here to hear the children's choir or just to pray because it's Shabbat. And we turn now to our opening song on page 128 in our Siddur, page 128, Hine Ma Tov, how good and pleasant it is that we are here together.
Please join in by singing after Brielle.
Hine Ma Tov Uma Naim Shevet Achim Gam Yahad. Hine Ma Tov Uma Naim Shevet Achim Gam Yahad. Hine Ma Tov Uma Naim Shevet Achim Gam Yahad. Ma Tov Uma Naim Shevet Achim Gam Yahad. Hine Ma Tov Uma Naim Shevet Achim Gam Yahad. Hine Ma Tov Uma Naim Shevet Achim Gam Yahad.
And we turn now in our Siddur to page 121, for the lighting and blessing of our Shabbat candles, followed by the Kiddush. It's my pleasure to welcome Helen Grimm to the Bima to lead us in our blessings.
As these Shabbat candles, As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
As we turn to page 123 in the Siddur, we continue with the Kiddush for Shabbat Eve.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techilah b'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziad Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashna, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kashecha, be'ahava uratzon, yinchatanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim.
As we turn now in our Siddur, in our prayer books, to page 603, for those who are here with children or with parents or grandparents or grown-ups who are like parents, I invite us to either place our hands on their head, on their shoulders, and if you're not here with children, but you're near somebody of Israel and you feel comfortable, you could turn to somebody near you and offer this blessing to one another. At the bottom of page 603, Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And wish one another a Shabbat shalom. As we continue welcoming in Shabbat with the singing of Lecha Dodi. Cantor, is Lecha Dodi going to be in our Siddur or
In your Siddur.
in your Siddur? On page 138.
And then Brennan and Grace, be ready. On deck.
Lehadodi likra kala, Pen Shabbat nekabela. dili krakala. Ene Shabbat nikaba. Lechado dili krakala. Ene Shabbat nikabela. Lechado dili krakala. Ene Shabbat nikaba. Shamor v'zahor b'di bor echad. Yishmi'anu el ha'miuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shemo tiferet b'lihila. Lechado dili krakala. Ene Shabbat nikabela. Lechado dili krakala. Ene Shabbat nikaba. Nikrat Shabbat lehu v'nelcha. Nihi mikor ha'beraha. Mirosh mikedem nasucha. Zapah zeberach zapatika. Lechado dili krakala. Ene Shabbat nikabela. Lechado dili krakala. Ene Shabbat nikaba. Hidoreri, kumiori, shidaberi, uri, shidaberi, kivod Adonai aliyah nigla. Lechado dili krakala. Ene Shabbat nikabela. Lechado dili krakala. Ene Shabbat nikaba. Yaminu smolti froti ve'ed Adonai tariti al yadish ben parti v'nismecha v'nagila. Lechado dili krakala. Ene Shabbat nikabela. Lechado dili krakala. Ene Shabbat nikaba.
As we're able, we rise and face the entrance, welcoming in the Shabbat bride.
Bawi v'shalom ateret bala. Gam besimha tohola. Tohem v'nei am segula. Bawi hala. Bawi hala. Lechado dili krakala. Ene Shabbat
while we're standing, we take a moment to turn to somebody, perhaps not the person next to us, if we already know that person, but maybe somebody in front of us, behind us, across the way. Let's introduce ourselves to one another and greet one another. Shabbat Shalom.
Hello, I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. Wait, what's your name? Oh, that's your name. Wait, that's your brother? Brenna?
Bria.
Yeah.
We have a Brenna and a Bria.
Wait, Brenna and Brielle. Can you stand next to each other all the time, just to make me confused?
Grace.
Grace.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
Sydney.
All right.
Sandy. I need a Sydney and a Sari. And can you guys switch down a little bit? We're trying to
Wait.
And we remain standing for our Baruchu prayer, which you can find on your song sheet prayer cards.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I
And we continue with Shema, also on our song card.
I am here, I am now, asking when, asking how, only I, only thou, only one. Fill my heart, steal my soul. I am part of this whole. I will sing
may be seated. As we turn to page 268, in our Siddur, we continue with the Haftarah.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך.
והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצרף היום על לבביך. בשבתך בביתך ובבטח בדרך ושבתך וקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטפטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, על מזוזות ביתך, על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
And we turn now to page 270, our prayer of freedom, Micha Mocha.
מלכותך ובנך בוקע יום לפני משה ומרים זה אלינו ואמרו זה אלינו ואמרו אדוני אדוני
ימלוך לעולם אדוני ימלוך לעולם
We turn to page 271 as together we read. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדור המריד עולם. ביני ובין ישראל, ביני ובין ישראל, ביני ובין ישראל, טוב לעולם. יום ליבם בבית, שבת שבת, יום ליבם בבית, שבת שבת, יום ליבם בבית, שבת שבת, שבת שלום. כששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים והארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וילבש. יום ליבם בבית, שבת שבת, יום ליבם בבית, שבת שבת, יום ליבם בבית, שבת שבת, שבת שלום. יום ליבם בבית, שבת שבת, יום ליבם בבית, שבת שבת, יום ליבם בבית, שבת שבת, שבת שלום.
As we're able, on page 273, we rise for tefillah.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufiagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah
We continue now with our prayers silently, whether we are led by some of the prayers, we don't have to read every prayer, on the pages of our Siddur through page 285, or those meditations and thoughts in our hearts. We turn our thoughts and prayers now to those who are in need of healing. And so we turn in our prayer book to page 371 in the middle of the page. And if you are watching us tonight through the blessing of technology, I would invite you, if you're thinking of somebody who is in need of healing, whether it's a healing of the body or healing of the spirit, to add that person's name in our chat. And if you're here in the sanctuary in person, after I read the names of our extended Adith Emanuel family, and you're thinking of someone, I invite you to rise and mention that person's name aloud. We're sending our prayers of healing to Lisa Goldstein, Brian Zabel, Robin Schaefer, Ed Crosby, Yehudit Bat Abraham Vasara, Jonathan Burr, Myra Kaplan, Sarah Drasnin, Ron Fisher, Jeff Schaefer, Lulu Rivuela, Marion Wertz, Aaron Tepper, Lily Tepper, Joan Major, Karen Bowen, Louis Alahut, Mary Parker, Barbara Cohen, Tricia Tepper, Jordan Maverick Steinberg, Carol Schaefer, Dr. Jerry Herman, Todd Pollard, Mary Mednitsky, Jocelyn Jackson, Jen Jones, Shirley Friedlander, Michael Infanti, Gary Garnick, Sarah Oken, Ann Marsden, Jerry Dreskin, Rick Ulrich, Ileana Cohn, and others whom we're thinking of at this time. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim.
Misheperach avotenu mikor habracha limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheperach imotenu mekor Abraham lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with revuah Shemla, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
On this pink Shabbat, I just want to take a few moments to acknowledge that we're observing this in this context, no matter what color of clothing we're wearing, to raise our awareness of breast cancer, especially in our Jewish community. A few statistics: about 1 in 8 U.S. women, which is about 13%, will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of her lifetime. And a man's lifetime risk of breast cancer is about 1 in 833. We think of breast cancer not just as a woman's disease. And 1 in 40 Ashkenazi Jews, men, women, non-binary, carries the BRCA, the BRCA gene mutation, more than 10 times the rate of the general population, making Jewish families significantly more susceptible to hereditary cancer, which could include breast, ovarian, pancreatic, prostate, melanoma, or male breast cancer. And we talk about Ashkenazic Jews, but we also think about the Sephardic Jews, who may also be genetically predisposed to hereditary cancer, but their risk of carrying the BRCA mutation has not yet been identified in the same way as it has as the very high levels for Ashkenazic Jews. If you have lost a loved one to breast cancer, we offer you comfort. If you have or have had breast cancer, we offer you continued healing of body and spirit. And I'd like to share with you now a poem written by Nativa Kaftori, an American-Israeli artist and retired professor, a friend and former congregant, who about 25 years ago lost her breast to breast cancer, and since has lived to see children married and grandchildren born. She calls this one Day at a Time. Today, it's pain at every step, a torture at each turn. I want to cry and demand why recovery is so long. Patience, confidence, and hope are my resources on this day. Friends pouring their gifts and thoughts are blessings. One day at a time, a moment by moment, breath in and breath out, I keep a smile on my face, and I know I am alive. No matter where we are, whether we're someone who's experienced it or knows somebody, each of us can do something in some way to support one another if someone we know and love has breast cancer. And I'd like to share with you now, well, actually, before I share a story, I'd like to invite all of those people who are celebrating a birthday or anniversary or life event during this month of October, or if you missed it when we did it in September, to rise where you are in your seat. And if you're watching through the blessing of technology and want to stand where you are in place right now, I offer you to do so as well. God of our days and years, author of life, our times are in your hand. We thank you for the blessing of life and for all that enriches our lives. We gather today in special thankfulness to share in the happiness of those celebrating their birthdays, anniversaries, and other life events during this month of October. Be with them always as the joy of their lives. May they be blessed with health and happiness and with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow. May have the joy of coming together for many more years, united by mutual reverence and love. May these milestone events remind us that as we may count the days of our lives, a person of wisdom also makes every day count. And so, God, we ask and offer this ancient blessing upon these individuals.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha.
May God's radiance shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom shalom.
May God's presence be with you always and give you peace. And let us say, Amen. I've been telling stories for many years now, and as a rabbi, one thing I love to do is tell stories. And when I tell stories at family services, one thing I love to do is invite all the children who feel comfortable doing so to come on to the bima stairs. We just ask that you please go up on the sides because there's lots of cords. We don't want anybody tripping. So if you feel comfortable going up to the bima and sitting on the stairs to hear the story, please do so. And we ask you to come on the sides, just so you don't trip on any of the cords. Just be careful of the cords. Oh, no, come to these stairs here. That's too far away. I can't see you. Right here. Now, I remember one girl, she was really sad when she became a bat mitzvah. She thought she couldn't sit on the stairs anymore, if you hear the story. And so I now decide who you can self-select who is a child. You can be a child by bar mitzvah standards, or you can be a child at heart. And so she continued till I think she was about 18 years old to sit on the stairs for the storytelling. So the story I want to tell you about is called The Barrel. I was speaking earlier about, in Nativa's poem, she was saying how all her friends, each one of them was really important. And I want to tell you a story called The Barrel. It took place in a village a long time ago where there was only one rabbi, and the rabbi had only one son, and his son was getting married to an intelligent, lovely young lady, and the whole village was so excited to celebrate this simcha. And so the mayor of the village made a proclamation, and what he did was he had a barrel built, a big wooden barrel right in the town square, and he had Shmuel, the craftsman, make it all the way, I don't know how tall it was, and stairs leading up to the top of the barrel. And then he said, what we're going to do is we're going to ask each and every villager to take a pail from your home and fill it with your fine wine and pour that sweet wine into the barrel so that come the wedding day, we can open it and we'll all have a great sweet celebration. So over the next 2 weeks after Shmuel finished building the barrel and the stairs to go up, people lined up hour by hour, day by day, and they schlepped their pails and they went up the stairs and they poured the contents of their pails into this big barrel. And what was really cool is the barrel, you could see how it was getting more and more full because the liquid soaked into the wood, and you can see kind of where it was wet and how it was growing taller and taller, and it was almost full. And come the wedding day, it was full, and so everyone in the whole village was at the synagogue, and the rabbi officiated at his only son's wedding to this young, wonderful, intelligent woman. And at the end, when they stepped on the glass, everyone said, we'll try that one again. At the end, when they stepped on the glass, everyone yelled, and that's exactly what it sounded like. Mazel tov, mazel tov, and everyone was shouting and singing Siman Tov, mazel tov through the streets, and they all paraded down to the town square where the big barrel was, and the mayor had the honor of going up the stairs, and he took his special mallet to put the tap in the barrel, and he had his jug. He was ready to tap the barrel. People had come with their jugs to fill and their cups, and as everybody's still singing, all of a sudden they're watching and quiet, because what came out of the barrel was nothing but water. Wow, how could that happen? Well, I guess everyone thought, well, I'll just bring a pail of water. What's my pail of water? Everybody else will bring their sweet wine. I'm just one person. My one bucket doesn't matter. And so, what was going to be the greatest celebration, the happiest, most joyful simcha for many, many years, turned out to be the saddest day. And that's where the story could end, and in some places it does end. But I'd like to offer this ending. And so, when everyone was super sad, the bride stood up and she said, I can see by the looks of your faces that you feel shame. But let this not be the saddest day. In Judaism, we learn about teshuvah, changing from our wrongdoing and doing what's right. We all have the opportunity right now to go home and to bring back our fine wine and fill this barrel again. And that's exactly what happened. They emptied the water into the troughs so they could water the crops of the village, and each person went back home and filled their jugs and their pails and their cups, and they brought sweet wine to the barrel and filled it all the way to the top. And it was a great celebration that day, the greatest that village had for a very long time. But more importantly, everyone learned the lesson that each person is important. Each person matters. And from that day forth, each person in that village always brought forth their best. The end. And so, while our students are on the bima, I invite you to stand up as the whole congregation is able. We rise and we're going to continue with Let Us Adore. Let Us Adore on page 587. As our thoughts turn now to those who are no longer with us, we turn in our prayer book to page 594. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch, a fearful thing to love, hope, dream to be, and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing to love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. As we turn now to pages 598 and 599, we announce with sadness the death of Ray Breitner, mother of Felice Hamaris and Gregory. And during this period of Shiva and Shloshim, we also remember Stella McFadden, mother of Diane Magram, Coco Aguilar, mother of David, Harriet Rosenberg, mother of Mindy Miller, grandmother of Aaron, And we mark the yard site of those who've died at this season in years past. Gerald Adler, Stanley Birnbaum, Joan Bronman, Paul Drozdow, Harry L. Ginsberg, Eugene Gonzalez, Paul Kaminsky, Samuel Levy, Barry Roth, Blanche Rothschild, Louis Shapiro, Marcia Thomas. For those of you who are in the period of Shiva or Shloshim, I would invite you to rise at this time. Or if you're observing, you're saying Kaddish in the first year. And those of you who are observing a yard site to also rise at this time. If you're watching remotely, I would ask if there's other names that have not been mentioned and you want to mention them in the chat, to please do so at this time. And if you're here in person in the sanctuary and want to add a name of a loved one, please rise and we can mention that person's name at this time. Zichronam Livracha. May their memories be for blessing. As we turn now to the words of Mourners Kaddish, we rise as one congregation in comfort. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Leolam Omei Maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Dekudasha B'riachu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata. Ta'amiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, Amen. May be seated. And I am delighted to welcome Karen Fetterman-Elner to the Bima to share some announcements with us.
Shabbat Shalom. Still funny. I'm delivering the announcements this evening. They are not my words. I'm delivering them for Diane. She wrote them out for me. So if you have any complaints, please forward them to Diane. No. First of all, I'd like to thank Rabbi Memes Fuller and Cantor Sandy, Herb, and the youth choir. You guys were fabulous tonight. Thank you for leading us in tonight's service. Thank you to Helen for leading us in tonight's blessings. Thank you to Shira for being a fabulous greeter this evening. And I want to thank Hope and Robin for helping me set up, and Joe. Sorry, Joe. Hope and Joe and Robin for helping me set up tonight's oneg. And I want to thank the Sisterhood for integrating breast cancer awareness into our Shabbat service. And as always, a special thank you to all of you for joining us this evening and for wearing pink. Thank you. Please join us tomorrow morning at 8:45 for Torah Talk and Bagels, followed by our Simply Shabbat morning service at 10 a.m. And calling all religious school parents, join us Sunday morning after Tefillah in the Tapestry Room for bagels, coffee, and a chance to get to know one another. Also, the gift shop will be open for your one-stop shopping. A special advance thank you to the Men's Club for setting up the sukkah this weekend, and to AFTI, who will arrive at 4 o'clock on Sunday to decorate the sukkah, and then they'll join together in a pizza dinner, Pizza in the Hut, and then they're going to go to the service. And everyone is welcome to join us this Sunday evening at 6 o'clock in the sukkah as we celebrate Sukkot and consecration, followed by our morning Sukkot service at 10 a.m. on Monday morning. And then feel free to bring a bagged lunch that day and relax in the sukkah after the morning service. The week continues with a wide variety of events, weather permitting, in the Sukkah. Starting with Monday evening at 6:30, the Men's Club is hosting Men's Night in the Sukkah. Thursday, Adith is offering a morning mahjong starting at 10:30 a.m. Friday evening, starting at 5:30, will be our Tot Shabbat. And Sisterhood will close out the week with Pizza in the Hut on Sunday. Oh, it's pizza and sangria in the hut. She missed that, but I remember. Pizza and sangria in the Sukkah on Sunday, October 16th, starting at 4:30 p.m. Lastly, Sisterhood is once again selling holograms during October in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please check the weekly happenings for further information. Tonight's oneg is in the social hall, so hopefully you will stay for a few minutes and socialize with your fellow congregants. And there's also, besides some pink snacks, there's also information about breast cancer awareness and some information from a WRJ lecture that's going to be coming up. So be sure to stop by and check out that. Tonight's thought for Shabbat is in honor of breast cancer awareness. May we stand together, supporting the fighters, admiring the survivors, honoring the taken, and never giving up hope. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
A quick thanks to all of the youth choir, Habonim choir families. We appreciate you bringing your students to rehearsals. And I encourage any of you who are here with students or who are watching with students in the religious school, if you think your students between 2nd grade and 6th grade and their voice might add to the sweetness of our service, I encourage you to have them come and try us out. They can come and just try a couple of rehearsals, see if they enjoy it. And we do have everybody from 2nd to 6th grade, so it's not just the girls, it's anyone who might be interested. We've had young men before, so I encourage you to come and try choir and see if it suits you. Thank you.
And so if you are not already a kid who's on the stairs and you want to join all the other kids who are already on the stairs for our closing song, you can come on up as we turn to page 657. 657, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Shalom Aleinu, Shalom Aleinu, Shalom Aleinu, Shalom Aleinu Ne'olam, Salam, Salam, Salam Aleinu Ne'olam, Salam, Salam, Shalom Aleinu, Shalom Aleinu. Shalom Aleinu, Shalom Aleinu, Shalom Aleinu, Shalom Aleinu,
And we're going to continue with our Motzi. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tzei avon, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. That's a score. And the kids don't like it. Evidently, they don't want Hello Kitty, but they love me having it.
Yeah, I get that.
I forgot. I came with nothing. Luckily, I have the emergency earrings. Emergency earrings? I have emergency earrings. Because I don't even have my wedding ring. I just ran out of the house today.
I forgot necklace and bracelets. So I'm just walking around with a hairband. Normally the hairband is hidden by the bracelets.
Mine's in the purse. Evidently, we don't have any we don't have any cleaning up. Not unless you and I do it. Nope.
Turn off the lights then? The back lights here. Okay, but that was the other thing. So when I'm deciding if I'm keeping this here for tomorrow. No, I'm going to take it because I think it's not full enough. Okay.
I was like, I was gonna ask someone and I forgot. So then we went and turned them on, and then Karen comes running over. She goes, "They're all lit up." I go, "I know, that's what I was trying to tell you." So I was like, I figure if someone's here for yard site, it'd rather be lit than not lit.
Exactly. I'm with you.
But I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, and then Karen,
Walk with me because
well, I was
no.
so I can start turning the boards and stuff off?
Yeah.
Okay.
So why don't we have a norm or something here?
And is there a song sheets? Because people were asking me,
There should be.
and they were, there was like maybe 8 people who were asking me. And I was like, I said, I guess they took them off.
We can always print off more. I mean, Peggy has something.
Okay. And then she said, go out to the song sheets. There was 2 left. And all these people came out, and there was only 2 left.
I've never had.
Like people have room moms, you need a choir mom.
Yeah.